This is the Town of Lake Park, Florida special called Community Redevelopment Agency meeting for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. The time is now 6:37 p.m. Can we have the clerk please take the roll call?
Board Member Linden. Present. Board Member Board Member O'Rourke.
Here.
Board Member Thomas. Vice Chair Hensley.
Here.
Chair Mashad.
Here. Can we all please rise for the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Please be seated. Next, we have the approval of the agenda. If there are no modifications or anything, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to
Second.
approve.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Approval passes unanimously. We have nothing on the special presentation report. I have nothing under public comments. I have no public comment cards here. Next, I have the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion for consent.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Consent passes unanimously. Next, we have under new business, item number 3, Resolution 731025, an agreement with CRA Administration and Project Management Consulting Services. It's About Place LLC for $34,998, which breaks down to $5,833 per month. Executive Director.
Real quickly, this is a proposal from our current administrator who is resigning as of the end of this month, and this would allow us to continue utilizing her and her expertise in supporting our CRA and going forward until we're able to complete some projects, so we can complete some projects that she's been very instrumental in, as well as allow us the time to find and bring in a qualified CRA administrator to take it to the next level from where Allison brought it. And we're very lucky to have had her, and I think we'd be lucky to have the opportunity to keep her for a few more months. So we appreciate it.
All right, we'll keep her for a few more. No, I'm just kidding. Any questions on this item? Board Member O'Rourke.
How long is it for more months?
This
Do
is
we
a
know,
total.
Allison, do you have any
What was the question?
idea on how long we will have you with us in this part-time role?
The contract is for 6 months.
Okay.
Sorry, Allison Justice, CRA Administrator.
Thank you.
Okay. Board Member Linden.
Allison, thank you for what you've done so far. Questions I have, having been a consultant myself, how many hours a week or a month are you anticipating working on Lake Park?
I anticipate that I will complete the projects that I've outlined and will continue the day-to-day operation. I can't anticipate hours. I think that if it was an hourly, we wouldn't be probably having this discussion because it would be probably more than what is in this contract, but I will make sure that the jobs are completed.
All right, the other question that I have, you'll be back once a month for 6 months, plus you'll be here on the 24th? The tree lighting, yeah, is that a 7, or is that included in the 6?
The 5th, it's included in the 6th. So in December, the tree lighting is on the 5th. So I will come for a CRA meeting that's on the 3rd and stay through the 5th for the tree lighting that month. So December will be the first week in December that I'll be here.
Okay. And are we paying all travel expenses?
No, sir.
All right, so your company is going to...
Correct. I will be funding
et cetera.
travel. I will be funding travel, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Allison, for everything you have started and in the mixed process of completing thus far. I would like to, I know you said you're gonna finish the projects that you have started. If we can have, not tonight, but a list of, I know some just for our records, a list of projects that you want to complete in that 6 months will be good to have. I know the town manager gave us a little bit brief up on that, but just so we can have a goal, a smart goal to reach that we wanted to complete. The second thing I wanted to ask was, in the process, this probably goes to the CRA board itself. In the process, we have 6 months to probably find someone to replace in this position. Are we going to start to look for someone at the end of 6 months, or will we look for someone during the process of it?
We already are working on the job description now, so we'll be advertising right away.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, sir, and part of the contract is assisting with that process to bring somebody new in and
Okay.
help get them on board.
Well, you took care of my question, because that was actually going to segue to that question. And then if by chance, because of course the hiring process goes as long as it goes until somebody is chosen, if it gets to the point where it gets towards the end of the 6 months, how will that transition of the information, the knowledge, and everything you have up to that point transfer over to the new person? Meaning if it gets cut close to that timeline, because you're giving it 6 months. So
Right.
It's not like we're expecting you to
No, I understand. There is
serve us a little extra.
there is a stipulation if you choose, if it gets to that point and you're running out of time, that we can extend, we could extend with your approval if you
Okay,
had,
so there's
if
a
you decide to
provision
do
there
that.
for
Yeah.
that purpose in the event.
Yeah,
of-
as well as a 30-day termination. So, if you find somebody and they're up and running, we don't have to have too long to make that transition.
All
So,
that word termination is too harsh to say.
sorry, well,
We'll just use transition.
contractual language.
We'll say contractual transition.
Yes.
So, okay, that takes care of me, and thank you for all your answers to our questions. If there are no other questions, I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve Resolution 73-1025.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Allison, as I've said before,
I'm sorry.
no, you go first. I'll finish off.
I was just going to go.
Well, you got to say what I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. I knew
Just,
what you.
just thank you, Allison. You've been such an asset to this community, and we're grateful for
Yeah.
the services that you
And,
provide.
And just to echo that, yeah,
We wish you well.
You've set a good laying of the groundwork for the CRA, and we hope that you come back at your leisure to come visit and see your fruits of the labor materialize.
I can't wait.
All right, thank you. With that, if there are no other further discussions, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Resolution passes unanimously. Next, we have Resolution 74-1025, an agreement with Specialized Landscaping Services for the CRA District, Chris Waynes and Associates, for $108,250 annually, which breaks down to $15,670.50 per month.
Yes.
Ms. Justice.
Yes, this is the landscaping services contract. We've discussed it in the last couple of meetings. You all approved the rankings. This is the official contract.
Yes.
They will begin, they actually had another contract. They trimmed trees today so the lights can go up. Hopefully next week, the holiday lights are going to start to go up. And they will start tomorrow if this is approved on the landscaping services on Park Avenue 10th, the CRA parking lot, Centennial Memorial Park, and the alleyways.
Okay, and any provisions there if satisfaction is not guaranteed and we're not satisfied with their work?
Yes, there's a lot of there's a lot of language within the contract that their performance is based on.
I asked if the performance of their work doesn't meet the satisfactory level. Is there a provision there for an easy, what was that word you said earlier?
Termination, yes, there was a termination clause.
That applies to this one. So, any other questions? Vice Chair.
Yeah, I just want to, since we're talking about the termination, that's going to be my biggest question. If it's not, what are the terms, if you have them with you, that if it's not met the standards, we can terminate the contract? Because that's the beauty part of Lake Park, one of the beauty parts of Lake Park coming down that road, and it needs to be taken really seriously. when coming into the lake park, even though it's not the main entrance, but we get a lot of travel through that way. So I wanted to make sure that we do, and I spoke about this when we talked about the budget item on this, that to make sure we have a provision in there where if it's not met the standards, we could terminate the contract. $15,000 a month.
Yeah.
Some expectations need to be, make sure.
And Mr. Baird can answer that from a legal term, but all of our contracts have 90-day termination clauses without cause. So as long as they're noticed, they have a time that they can rectify if there's something that they're not doing, and then we have that period of time to terminate their contract.
All right. I walk that way a lot already.
Believe me, I'm with you on the need on Park Avenue.
You'll understand when you hear it. Board Member Linden.
You had mentioned in the last update when we talked about the cost of the tree and so forth, the lighting. Have you found or have you looked for anyone else at this point, or are we waiting until we get into January?
January will be, I actually put it on my calendar today for January to start the bid process for next year. The contract for the holiday lighting is up this year. This is our last year with this particular firm. And in fact, just so you're aware, in a next meeting, you're going to see a contract renewal for them for the tree, Kinara and menorah, because it was over this year. I thought it was part of the same contract. But all of it will be bid out next year. So they have one more year, and all of it will be bid out next year. And we got to start that process early.
Okay. And lastly, you'll be back once every month, if you would. And that would be where you'd normally do a CRA update, correct?
Correct. You know, we have we have scheduled CRA meetings quarterly, but what I've found over the last year and a half, I usually have a CRA meeting monthly. You know, we usually have some items that need to be brought forward, so we'll have a special CRA meeting. So that's why I put once a month, because I anticipate that I could be here once a month for a CRA meeting.
All right, you answered my question. Great, thank you. That's it, Mayor
Thank you, sir.
or Chair.
Yeah, whatever.
The guy in the middle.
Guy in the middle. You're good? Okay. If there are no other questions, I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 7410-25, agreement, the Specialized Landscaping Service CRA District with Chris Wing Association.
Now, I know you have that look. We never made a motion. We
Yeah,
just
we
had-
did, because the mayor made it, and I said,
No, we didn't.
It's on the previous.
Correct. That was on the previous one. Right
Good.
now, we had just asked
good
questions.
catch, all right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have nothing to say then.
There you go. There you go.
I'll second it this
There
time,
you go.
too.
We have a first and we have a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, resolution passes. I wish to ask my board members if they wouldn't mind me going out of order for a moment. There was a public comment that was submitted late, and I'd like to give that person the opportunity to speak. They are speaking on the CRA.
Oh, okay.
Motion to allow public comment.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Miss Mary Taylor, please come up. That's okay. It's not. It just came in, and I wanted to give you the opportunity.
All right,
Please go ahead.
okay. All right, good evening, Mary Taylor, 209 Park Avenue. You may remember hearing this before. It is true. In the United States, the most important office is that of citizen. Citizens are a powerful force for change. Recently, we have witnessed how much Lake Park residents care about their position in this town. They have shown up at workshops and voiced their opinions about the height and density that should be allowed in the PADD. Height and density are hot topics all over right now. There are complications too, SB 180, etc., but residents deserve to be kept informed about important issues like these. The Kimley Horn report was presented on June 2nd, 2025 at a workshop. We don't know. I mean, I don't know. Where is it? Maybe it's somewhere that I don't know, and you could let me know. Is it current? Is the report final? And when will the report become a working document that will clarify for residents and developers the next steps, changes, and timelines in the comprehensive PADD plan? Please include an update in the next commission meeting agenda. And regarding meetings, the town-sponsored meetings, public outreach concerning town topics should be widely advertised well in advance and welcoming to the public input regardless of time and location. And since I have some time left, I wanted to say another topic because it just brought to mind when she's talking about the tree trimming. I would like to, I know James, they know about the mulch and the wood chips that a previous town manager allowed to be put down by the railroad station. Well, there's no station, the railroad tracks, and he had a yellow net fence around it, and neighbors and the residents went down and got the chips and the mulch. And mulch and chips, it's like makeup for a yard. When you outline your plants and your trees and it feeds them and they're natural. I'm wondering if when they trim these trees, they could deposit the wood chips if they do it while they're trimming. Sometimes they have a chipper, if they could allow that to be put down in the same place. It's down by behind the fire station, not too far, closer to the fire station than the VFW place. Because I think people, we used them all. We flattened the pile, and I just think it'd be worthwhile for the town. It might help beautify it, and also, well, my time's up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, CRA Administrator comments.
Thank you. I have several comments, updates today on new businesses in the CRA. We have an artist studio called Studio on 10th that's getting ready to open up in 1259 10th Street. There was 5 artists that are leasing the space. They were part of the Zero Empty Spaces that was in Legacy Place that is also still looking for space in Lake Park, but Zero Empty Spaces did not get something opened in time, so some of these artists leased their own space, and they're going to be opening a studio there. So we hope to partner with them, in the upcoming months for events and other things. And they have tentatively scheduled a grand opening for November. It says the 15th on here. It's the 13th. They've changed it. But we'll get invitations for that once they have their business tax receipt and are ready to go. Zero Empty Spaces, like I said, is still looking for a permanent location in Lake Park. I know they've been meeting with several residents and property owners about either purchasing or leasing space. I continue to have updates and meetings with them. John and Sasha Lejeune of Big John's Eatery. I know some of you have been there. You know it. We have, for everyone, for the public to know, we've been working with Big John for almost probably over a year now to try and get them to Lake Park. John, his family is from Lake Park. He has a very successful restaurant out on Southern Boulevard in Sandsbury Way. And they've been looking to open a second location in Lake Park. They have recently signed a lease at 754 Park Avenue this week. So it's official now. They do have a lease. You'll be hearing from myself and from John in the upcoming months about potential grant, CRA grant for him. There's going to need to be a grease trap and kitchen equipment and such put in that building. So we're going to be working closely with John and Sasha on them moving forward, and we're very excited. They have a following. This is exactly the type of restaurant that we need downtown, somebody that has a following that can bring people into the downtown. So with that, the former Locale Gastropub, I can't announce who it is. They hadn't officially signed the lease. One party has, one party hasn't yet. So, but they are very close to signing a lease for a restaurant in that space as well. So, good news that we've got a couple restaurants that are coming in. The Purple Lizard opened today. They'd had a soft opening, and then they were looking to staff up, and I think they were trying to get staff, and they finally got that, and they've announced that they're opening. They've opened today. So, 800 Park Avenue. You'll see a contract coming forward or a work order with one of our real estate firms to help us market 800 Park Avenue, as well as work on the contract for that. So we'll probably have to have a meeting in November, or it'll be the 1st of December meeting that we'll present that work order. And then public engagement for Burt Bostrom Park is going to begin. We've had some changes on that, and I don't know if you got my written notes, but if you did, we're going to alter that a bit. They were going to have the first public engagement at the October 31st Sunset Celebration with a booth with some boards, some vision boards, surveys. We've decided to hold off until December 5th. December 5th is going to be the first public engagement. Again, they will have a booth that's close to the town and CRA booth that they'll be soliciting surveys and thoughts on Burt Bostrom Park. They don't have any conceptuals. This is just, talking to the public about what they want to see. They're planning on 2 to 3 meetings. The next one will be in January, which will be a public meeting, a meeting in Town Hall. And then we are also meeting with some community leaders and HOA presidents. We're going to reach out to have them assist, other organizations, Bridges, Jet Set Soccer, that can help us get to other members of the community, because we really want those members of the community that maybe don't necessarily show up at a public meeting to have their voices heard. So that's one of our goals here, is really to hear from everyone. So we're taking our time to make sure we get it right and we get all of the information before they start with any conceptual plans on this. And then, of course, conceptual plans will also be to a public meeting and then brought to the board for decisions. Was that all I had? Oh. The CRA is launching a new partnership with SCORE. If you all know, SCORE is a business mentoring organization. It's a lot of times where I will recommend when a new business comes to town and I'm asking if they have business plans or information. I will refer them to SCORE because they do help businesses and entrepreneurs get themselves on their feet. They're going to be hosting meetings at the library on the second Wednesday of the month from 12:30 to 2:30. We're partnering with the town, the Lake Park Library, and Texas Roadhouse to try and get local businesses. We're going to expand. It's not just the CRA, because we want all businesses of Lake Park to be able to come and come to these meetings when they host it. They approached us. We reached out and coordinated some meetings, so we're excited about that. Russ Market will be held on Saturday, October 18th from 9 to 2. Again, the CRA has partnered with the organizers to expand the event. We've closed 8th Street. We have, they have food trucks this year. They have additional music and of course, a CRA booth with all the information about what's going on in the CRA. And as I mentioned before, holiday light installation is scheduled to occur throughout October, so you'll see them out there, hopefully starting next week. They were going to start staging this week, getting lights in. As I mentioned, the trees are being trimmed, so hopefully they're up and ready to go. We'll also be installing sound, as we did last year, in November as well.
This won't be the permanent ones,
This
correct?
is not permanent sound because...
Okay, just to clarify that.
Yeah,
okay.
we had originally planned to upgrade some electric and add the sounds. Those didn't make it into the budget, but I think it was such a nice experience to have the music during the holidays that we're going to go ahead and do that again this year. So.
Okay.
All right. That's all.
All set. Thank you very much for that. And it's good to hear Big John's Eatery has finally laid a home here in the town.
Yeah.
He is very popular out there. So it's good that we got him. Okay. Executive Director? Nothing? Any board member comments?
I'm good.
No.
I do. I want to, yeah, thank you. Allison, I see you have a long list of items that I asked for. You got a lot of things going on, and that's good. I'm glad that we're actually in the process of getting the wheel going there. But I don't know if it's time, Executive Chair, but I wanted to see if we can possibly get an update on the pad. If we can, I know we probably, it's CRA, but our next CRA meeting is a while from now. But if we can find the time to get an update of what's going on, to inform the resident, to keep transparency going, will be great for us.
Absolutely. All set? Okay. I have no other further comments. And again, Allison, You will definitely be missed.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we will move right over to regular? No 5-minute break? Okay. So now, this is the Town of Lake Park, Florida regular special call commission meeting for Wednesday, October 8, 2025. The time is now 7:02 p.m. Can we have the clerk please take the roll call?
Commissioner Linden,
Here.
Commissioner O'Rourke,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas, Vice Mayor Hensley.
Here.
Mayor Mashad.
Here. And we will bypass the Pledge of Allegiance as we have done that in the previous meeting. Next, I have the approval of the agenda. If there are any modifications, which I now have one in my hand, item number 17, for the record, will be pulled from the agenda, and it will be moved to the October 22nd meeting. Because Commissioner Thomas is not here, this was an item that she presented as something she would like to discuss. This is regarding the Education Committee to adopt. So just for the record, item number 17 is now pulled. If there are any other modifications, please say so now. Otherwise, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to move.
Before you do,
So we will hold off on the motion.
on consent agenda,
Yes, sir.
item 9,
You'd
I
like
just
to-
have a question on that.
You
I don't
want
know.
to, you want to,
Can we address it right now? And then we can go for the,
go ahead, Attorney.
Right now, you're approving the agenda. When you
Okay.
get to the consent agenda, you can pull
Yeah,
items.
well,
okay, when we call up the, okay.
okay, so.
Motion to approve agenda then.
Second,
Second.
you second?
Yeah, second.
Okay, we have first and a, no, he just motioned, oh, I know, he took your motion. It's okay. We have first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the approval of the agenda passes unanimously. He's mad because it just lost to the Cowboys. Okay. So, moving on.
Let's do proclamation.
Next, we have special presentation and report. We have two proclamations. One is the Gold Star Mothers and Family Day for September 28, 2025. The next one is for National Voter Education Week from October 6th to October 10th. And I am going to ask, because I am dealing with a little injury right now, if my vice mayor will step in on my behalf for today. And I do thank you kindly for doing that for me, and my foot thanks you as well. So, please, Vice Mayor.
I,
All right, we're here to honor the Gold Star Mothers and Family Day Award.
She says slide that.
Slide this way, I'm sorry.
You get used to that.
That's right. So whereas we honor the memories of the patriots who served our nation, defended our freedom, and made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, and whereas we hold close to our hearts the Gold Star mothers and fathers, wives, husbands, sisters, and brothers, daughters, sons, and the loved ones who grieve their loss, and carry out their legacy. And whereas each of our service members is linked in the chain of honor that stretch back to the founding days of our nation, and whereas to everyone who has loved and lost someone in the service of our country, and to everyone with a loved one still missing and unaccounted for, we know how hard these days remembers are. And whereas we join our Gold Star family in their grief and express our gratitude to our fallen heroes, gratitude to our sacrifice of the families left behind, gratitude to the brave souls who continue to uphold the flame of liberty across our country and around the world. And whereas because of them, our country stands today, we honor our Gold Star Mothers Families Day. We recommit to making more perfect unions for which our fallen heroes lived and died. Now, therefore, on behalf of the Commission of the Town of Lake Park, I, Michael Hensley, Vice Mayor of the Town of Lake Park, do by hereby public recognition the Gold Star Mothers and Family Day of September 28, 2005. In witness I have here to set my hand and cause the official seal of the town of Lake Park, Florida, of the 8th day of October 25th. Got a date.
I'm still coming. For this, I'm coming.
Oh, well, absolutely.
I would just like to thank everyone on the commission and the town of Lake Park for not only recognizing Gold Star families and our missing in action and former prisoners of war, but also for being the first municipality to erect a Gold Star memorial marker at Kelsey Park 7 years ago. It's hard to believe that it was 7 years ago, but you've all stood by me on everything I've done for veterans, wounded veterans, Fisher House, our VA medical center, and I just want you to know how grateful I am. And I think your community is something special, that you do support this council and their efforts to live a life worthy of their sacrifice. So thank you.
Come on up. Make a proclamation. We have our supervisor election, Wendy Lee, here. Proclamation of National Voter Education Week. Sorry. Whereas National Voter Education Week was first launched in 2020 as a national nonpartisan initiative to help citizens better understand voter registration, their ballots, and the voting process. And whereas this annual effort will create to equip voters, especially young people and the first-time voters, with the tools and knowledge needed to participate fully and confident in the election. And whereas research published in the Election Law Journal has shown that voters' educated incentives increase voters' confidence in the security and fair of election, helping citizens trust that their votes are being counted. Whereas research data show that 47% of young people ages 18 to 29 have cast ballots in the 2024 United States presidential election, reflecting an increase in engagement, which voters are informed and supported. And whereas the right to vote is a cornerstone of American democracy, ensuring that every citizen has a voice in shaping the future of the community, state, and nation. As whereas an informed and educated electorate is essential to the health and the vitality of our democracy system. And whereas community nationwide joins together during this week to promote civic education, encouragement, participation in elections, and strengthen the foundation of our democracy. Now, therefore, by its resolution that I, Michael Hensley, Vice Mayor, Town of Lake Park, Florida, do hereby proclaim October 6th, through October 10th, 2025 as National Voting Week, Voters Week. I keep wanting to say Roger the Shot.
Oh, you got to do. That's okay. You better get ready because she's going to shift you over. Would you like this? No, I know you're hurt. I'm coming in. Okay. I'll go. Great. Yes. Absolutely. You too. Can I have you two for a second?
Just on behalf of the Supervisor of Elections Office, I wanted to thank all of you, the commissioners of Lake Park, for doing this proclamation. Voter Education Week is incredibly important because we do try to make sure that our voters are informed, they understand the processes where they need to vote, and be able to answer questions so that they can be, so that the voting can be accessible to them. If anybody ever has any questions, we are absolutely at your service and want to provide as much information as possible, and we appreciate our partners in helping to get the information out. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we have public comment. I do have several public comment cards, and I will go right in. And just for the record, we have emailed comments by Michael Steinhauer as well as Evelyn Harris Clark for the record, and they will be added onto the minutes. Okay? So with that, I will call back up Ms. Mary Taylor.
Good evening again. I'm Mary Taylor, 209 Park Avenue. Before I begin, I'm going to share with the town manager, mayor, commissioners, Captain Sanford, and deputies that the residents appreciate the diligence and increased visibility of the Sheriff's Department, especially since school started. Thank you. What I'm discussing now is strictly between the town of Lake Park and Forest Development. On December 18, 2019, the town adopted resolution number 971219 to approve forest construction of the Nautilus. 3 of you voted to pass the resolution. The approval was based on promises made by Forest Development. I will read paragraph 23 of the resolution. Within 18 months of the effective date of the resolution, the owner shall initiate bona fide development and shall continue with the development of the site through completion. Failure to do so shall render the development order null and void. Once initiated, the development of the site shall be completed within 36 months. The effective date is December 18, 2019. This means that Forest had to begin development by March 2021. Paragraph 23 says that Forest would complete the Nautilus in 36 months. If construction began May 2021, 36 months would be May 2024. Forest promises buyers that construction would be finished by January 2024. Today, Forest is at least 15 months in violation of its promise. During the Nautilus construction process, the developer appeared before the commission and requested exceptions and waivers, which were always granted. Last year, the town of Lake Park spent $750,000 for additional sheriff personnel based on the promise of occupancy Forrest made to the town on December 18, 2019. That promise was broken, thereby causing the town to suffer serious financial harm. However, there is a legal remedy in contract law to address the losses. Losses incurred due to the town's reliance on Forrest's promise, a broken promise. Fortunately, detrimental reliance in contract law is available to recover the money that Forest Development owes the town for failing to fulfill the terms and promises it made on December 18, 2019. The town of Lake Park owes it to its citizen to pursue a $750,000 reimbursement from Forest Development. Lake Park cannot afford to continue spending, wasting, and losing large sums of monies. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Perhacs.
Yes, Pablo Perhacs, a concerned taxpayer. And I really applaud what I just heard. I think the town needs to consider what Mary Taylor just said. I speak tonight on a matter of great public importance, and I seek an answer tonight. It stems from the Kimley Horn report, which, as you've heard tonight, was due months ago. On June 2nd, the mayor requested an extension. I don't think that was authorized by the contract. The town manager also said that it has been suggested that time be delayed. That's not how I think government should be working. At that time, I hadn't read the agreement. The agreement doesn't say that the mayor can automatically change the terms of a contract, which were finished on June 2, 2025. It doesn't say that. What prompted me to be here tonight, though, is a copy of a Facebook post that I received from a businessman. And I'm going to read something to you. And this is from Kimley Horn to a business community in our town. Although we have held a couple citywide public workshops, we believe it might be more convenient for the business community to attend a stakeholder meeting focused on their unique experiences as it relates to future redevelopment. Not only is that improper, there may be legal ramifications to that, and I want that addressed. There was no authority. I want to know who. Did Kimley Horn invent this idea themselves? I doubt it. They are a professional organization. Somebody in this room contacted Kimley Horn to do that. That's my belief. You have the authority. I want it right now. Was it a member of the commission? If so, it violates the Sunshine Law. If it was an agreement between commissioners and the mayor to do it, it violates the Sunshine Law. If it was a town manager, he had no authority to modify a contract which had expired by its terms. If it was Nadia Di Tommaso, she had no authority to do it. I'd like some answers. I think the town needs to answer these questions. This is a matter that needs to be decided. The town cannot be writing to private organizations requesting input on something that's already been decided. I've spoken on this issue 3 times before. I just want to remind the commissioners that there are other forums in which there is no 3-minute imposition on the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ms. LaFontaine.
Good evening. I've got 4 subjects to cover in 3 minutes. On December 2, 2019, with our Planning and Zoning Board approved Resolution 97-1219 to allow the Nautilus condo construction with a condition that staging and storage of construction materials and equipment would be prohibited on the forest-owned Old Rosita's lot on the west side of US 1. The minutes of that meeting include, and I quote, Mr. Terry clarified that the intent to use the Rositas parcel was for an office and not for staging of construction materials. He stated that they were willing to work with staff to ensure this remains the case throughout the construction. 2 weeks later, during the 12-18 commission discussion of this proposed Nautilus resolution, Commissioner Linden asked why the Planning and Zoning Board's recommended prohibition of construction, staging, or storage on the Rositas lot wasn't included in the final resolution. Ms. DiTomaso said the developer would discuss it during their presentation, and the meeting minutes include a statement from Cast Construction about the logistics of staging equipment, which didn't include any specifics. But one of the slides in the Nautilus presentation that day showed the Rositas lot with only a building on it named Cast Administrative Office. So I can only presume that the prohibition of staging and storage on the Rositas lot was left off the final resolution per the Insight presentation December 18th and Mr. Terry's statement at the December 2 P&Z meeting. But the Rositas lot has had lots of construction equipment going back to January 2024 at least per Google Earth, and huge stockpiles of dirt growing on it for months. Some are tarped to contain the sediment, and some are still not tarped. Take a drive by. I included some handouts in my photos in my handout today. In the email I sent you all yesterday, I asked, did someone give the Nautilus project permission to use the Rositas lot for this staging and storage? If so, who and when? And did the commission know about it and approve? No answer yet. Number 2, can Mr. Reed or someone on the commission please ask FPL that when they present their proposal for Phase 2 for adding over 300 streetlights to the town, that they please include the initial installation and yearly operating cost differences between the options in 4 different areas, which I included in my handout. I know some of these environmentally favorable options may cost more, but at least please request FPL's proposal to include the difference in the cost so you can make the most informed decision. I've again attached a handout with several articles explaining best practices to utilize the benefits of LED streetlights and to also mitigate their known adverse effects on humans as well as birds, pollinators, and other wildlife. Please at least read the WLRN article I cited in that handout. Number 3, the Marina office has a collection for recycling monofilament line, yay, but there's always used line and sometimes hooks laying on the far end of the fishing pier waiting to be blown or thrown into the water. Please install receptacles out there to further support the town's commitment to protecting our waterway.
Thank you, Ms.
Details of that are
LaFontaine.
in the handout you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sullivan, you have 2 comment cards. I'm hoping you could get through them in the next 3 minutes if possible. And if you can't, I will look to possibly maybe extend it. But I know you have 2 public comment cards. I usually just allow 1 per, so.
I'm James Sullivan. I live here in town, and I'm worried about the safety of children because I've seen some operations of little electrical vehicles that leave a lot in question. About a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, at dusk, I was coming down 5th Avenue, and I saw 2 people on these little bike-like things doing one wheel coming down the center line. Now, if they'd hit a stone or rock, that would have thrown them backwards. I know because I used to do bicycling all the time. But these kids were doing it, and no helmets, of course, which is the first thing they should have had on them, and didn't. And this is, I've seen a couple of, in fact, I saw one kid get hurt right by the restaurant of the gas station up there. I don't know what happened to him. I just saw him carrying him away. I don't think he died because I didn't see anything in the paper. And the second item I was going to talk about is the northwest corner of the intersection of 10th Street and Park Avenue. The state, it is great pleasure, and with my, which I completely agree with, they made it so you could turn right as long as, on a red light or something, as long as no traffic was coming. What it really amounts to is when a person's coming with a green light coming from the south and tries to turn these people, trying to beat them around when they shouldn't even be going. And the same with cars coming up Park Avenue. In fact, I saw a white car coming up Park Avenue and almost got creamed because somebody was trying to come out on that corner and make a right-hand turn. I think we need to place a sign there, not a stop sign, but a sign informing people the state law requires that you look first and only go right if there's no traffic coming. That's all I had to say.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Okay. Next, we have the consent agenda. I believe, Commissioner O'Rourke, you had a question on consent. Go ahead and turn on your mic, please.
I don't really want to disrupt the order of it. I just have a question with regard to item number 9, whether, and I can address that to the town manager, the item that they're talking about under 9, is that under the budget for, oh, there you are.
Hello.
How you doing?
Magically.
Is that budget item under the enterprise budget?
Yes. It's
Okay,
under
that's the only
contractual
question I had.
services.
I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question, as well as that answer, Jason. If there's no items to be pulled or any modifications to be made, I will ask for an approval of consent.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Second.
Any other further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The consent agenda passes unanimously. Next, I have nothing on ordinance on first reading. I have nothing on ordinance on second reading. I do have 3 items that were left over. Again, for the record, item number 17 under new business was pulled. Going back to the top of the order, we have Resolution 811025, Water Treatment Services, Town Irrigation Systems, Russ Tech Service, LLC, for $12,503.28. Town Manager. Or Jamie Morales.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mayor, and residents. This resolution is to approve the treatment services for the irrigation system for the town. This is the Russ Tech company that treats the minerals that are within the irrigation system. It's just a new contract, but it's the same vendor that we've used in the past.
Okay, do we have any questions for Mr. Morales? Commissioner Linden.
Was there a cost increase?
I believe there was like a 5%. That's it. That's normal in the market. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
I just want to say, Jamie, nice haircut and color coordination.
You made him blush. Look at that. Commissioner O'Rourke, yes. Okay, with that, I have no other questions.
Motion to approve Resolution 811025.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, resolution passes unanimously. Next, we have the discussion on the proposed building preservation and compliance improvements for Lake Park Town Hall.
Jamie, are you going to be doing this one?
Mr.
Actually, I'll be presenting Tim Holloman. He's from TFH Architect, and he's here to do the presentation.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Hullahan. I'm a local architect. My office is in North Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm also a third-generation native of Palm Beach County, so history is kind of my thing. And as an architect, it's nice to be able to do work on a beautiful building like this. This is, I think all of you know, was funded by a state grant. And I'm going to walk you through the documents that we prepared and submitted to the state for approval. Normally, the cover sheet wouldn't be all that interesting, but in this particular case, we used the cover sheet to identify an important historic element that's part of the town planning, that this room and those doors are part of. The intentional planning by the Olmsted brothers to put this room and those doors on the same center line as Seminole Boulevard is an important thing to recognize, because that was a technique in historic town planning back then, and you have it here. It's a methodology by which you make significant buildings more important by putting them on access with major streets. So part of what you'll see tonight is some of our suggestions are recognize that and maybe claw back some of the history on the north side of the building. The next sheet is 2 site plans. The one on the right is existing conditions, and the one on the left is how the site plan will change. It's principally the new accessible route that would be across the north face of the building, and you can see that highlighted in gray. The other modifications are principally parking, and under the heading, as I mentioned earlier, clawing back some of the history and attractiveness of the north facade. Not only is the sidewalk proposed there, but the sidewalk will need a place to drain, and there's a 10-foot grass swale proposed that's further north of that, and that can also become a landscaped area, get rid of some of the asphalt. We're proposing a couple royal palms could flank the entrance, again reinforcing that center line. That's common with Seminole Boulevard. The net is that we are relocating one of the accessible parking spaces to much closer to the store, and that allows us to grab 2 additional regular spaces.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Absolutely.
That last slide on the west end, I saw you did an adjustment there. You're basically moving the parking space that technically would be by itself and shifting it to the other 4 spaces. Are you reallocating that area?
The idea there is to create an accessible parking space that's near these doors, and since we're moving north with the new sidewalk and the grass swale, some of that parking is eliminated anyway, and then reorient it so they can come in straight, have an access aisle immediately adjacent to this door is a positive from an accessibility standpoint.
What I mean is that side part, which would be on this side of the building, you got a little circle around it. You see that part right there?
Where the oak tree is?
Correct.
Yes. That's being reconfigured. One of the spaces remains there.
Yes.
One of them is moving to here,
Okay.
and we're able to gain a new regular spot where the second accessible spot is now being moved.
Okay. So it's a small modification.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Please continue.
This is the floor plan. The drawing on the left is actually a copy of the original Bruce Kitchell drawings from nearly 100 years ago. L.J. Parker is someone I know, your local historian. I called him, he said, yes, we have PDFs of the original drawings. I was like, okay, that's unusual. So he sent them to me, and we used them, modified them, made them to scale, and made them part of the documents. That drawing is used principally to identify existing conditions and provide the list of warnings that, don't touch, don't modify, this is important, leave it alone, that kind of thing. The drawing on the right is the new floor plan that shows the sidewalk, and the dashed bubble in the middle is where the new accessible entrance will be relocated. The method for that, and following the Secretary of Interior Guidelines for Historic Preservation, is that those pair of doors back there will be replicated identically in a single leaf swinging door. So instead of a pair of 30-inch wide entrances or entrance doors that aren't wide enough for a wheelchair, together there'll be a 5-foot opening, motorized push-button access, so a large door will swing and someone can use that as an accessible entrance. That, in conjunction with the sidewalk, you have a fully accessible entrance to this room. did something wrong. Oh, there we go. I think I just hit too many buttons. Okay, the next sheet is the exterior elevations. Again, the Bruce Kittrell drawings are used here to identify a couple of things. Top left, in addition to accessibility, we are also replacing 3 windows on the front that have not been replaced in the past, and I believe that completes the hurricane hardening of windows and doors for the building. So that's that bold circle in the top left. More to the center right is the bubble around the door I just described, and it should simply locates that. And then the drawings before that describe in sectional view how that is to be constructed. Far left is a section that shows the new door, shows the new sidewalk working to the right, shows the swale, and shows the end of the existing asphalt. So you can see we're clawing back about 20 feet of asphalt, and replacing that with new sidewalk and grass swale, and hopefully a couple of royal palms that dress up the rear entrance. And the last sheet is specifications and details. The details show exactly how the door on this side will be removed and replaced, and how the windows on the front will be removed and replaced and following the Secretary of Interior guidelines. And that is the end. I'm happy to ask her any questions.
Thank you for that. Do we have any questions from the dais for
They're great.
Commissioner O'Rourke?
Yes, thank you. They're great drawings, and we're really excited about the modifications to ensure historic preservation to this really magnificent building. But I'm a little confused here on the one where you have the old drawing of the front of City Hall, right? And then you had next to that, I'm confused where that entry is going to be. If you can
keep coming
stop,
back with the floor
stop
plan?
being an architect for a second and be just a guy in the room here. Are you doing anything with?
Is this the drawing?
No, it was the one before the.
Even further back.
Yeah, it has the front door of the City Hall on the left, and then the right has a double door. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, so you're going the other way, yeah.
That one?
No.
Next one forward.
It would be
forward.
Yeah.
One
Yes.
more?
One more.
On the left is the original Kittrell floor plan.
Yes.
One more slide.
Go one more. Sorry.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay,
On the left
so-
is the front
Okay,
of Town Hall.
I got that.
Okay.
Instead of going up there, I see what you got there.
Okay.
But I can't visualize it here. This room is here. Point to where that little round oval thing is going to be. That's on the right side of that
To the
drawing.
right side. Okay, that's, if you
That's
were,
that door over there in the
if you were
back,
between the library and this building looking to the west,
which is right out there, right?
you'd be looking at the outside of that.
Okay. That, I
There's
just
a
wanted to
little
clarify.
porch, there's a little porch out there. So you're seeing in the drawing, you're seeing the porch and you're seeing through the porch to the door.
Right, you're
Okay.
facing west to that
All right.
door.
I was confused because you have the fire stairs
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
down, and I
Right.
thought it was over on that. I was like,
They
well,
look similar for sure.
yeah. Okay, thank you. That was
My
it.
pleasure.
Any questions on this side? Commissioner
No, I'm
Linden?
good, I'm good.
Yeah. Vice Mayor? I actually have no other questions. I thank you for that. That was very informative, and we're looking forward to more upgrades to this building. So,
My pleasure to work with you. Thank you very much.
absolutely, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Okay.
So Commissioners, I know that you had asked about the configuration of the chambers to see if there was any type of modification. After talking with the architect, one of the questions that we wanted to ask the Commission is, as we are going to improve this area, which we pretend to be now the entrance for the chambers, as we have activity, modifying as we had envisioned at one point to moving the dais north of the chambers now would become a challenge, because now that we're improving this area, we're creating the same problem that we have right now, that people will have access in the same way that the chamber is. So that's why last commission meeting, we suggested to enclose these access doors only for personnel and start using the north doors as the main entrance as we improve, so that way customers could start getting accustomed, or our citizens get accustomed to coming into the chamber in the north side, and then improving the security on the south side of the chambers.
Now, will we have signage? Because of course, yeah, everybody's using that as their entryway and exit point, but of course, the restrooms are here. Will we have some sort of signage just to say, you know, for the restrooms here, as well as signage to say this part here as well as here is not an exit?
So what we envision is at one point sit down with the architect and to see if the architect has the ability to look at the entire room, right, and see if there's any opportunity that we can utilize, right, or change the configuration, whether what is office-wise or the usage of the space that we have besides the chamber, to see if there is any opportunity to or either develop a sanitation or room or a restroom, or if there's any opportunity to modify that can help us and not have access to the public to the building behind the chambers for the dais.
Okay.
But at that point, we still are
I
not
think I know
yet
where
there.
you're going at with that, is maybe possibly, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Does that mean that Reuniti Franks is going to be relocated?
No, for now, we don't want to make any suggestions until we look to see what opportunities do we have within the space that we have available within the area.
And I have one last question for the architect. You talked to our historic society guru, I'm going to call him.
Yeah, he is a guru.
LJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And so you know what this room was originally used for, right?
Originally used for?
Yeah.
I don't.
It was a fire station.
Oh, wow.
This was
See,
This
that's
was the
very
original fire
interesting.
station.
That's an interesting part of the story.
our village hall in North Palm's the same way. Our commission chambers is where the fire trucks used to be.
They used to have, these were horse stables here.
Yeah. It was like
Interesting.
this when I was actually in high school, and you're talking early 90s.
And so, I mean, all that history, this is such a
Fascinating.
magnificent building that,
Yes.
and it deserves the attention.
So potentially, that's an old fire, that's an old fire door.
Right.
Now that fills in a blank for me. Thank you very much. Seeing Jamie, I'm reminded of something else I was supposed to mention. Props to him because he had a great idea. When I mentioned the Royal Palms and the grass swale and the center line with Seminole Boulevard, he said, why don't we put a median out there also, continue that on in, take away some more asphalt and a couple more Royal Palms as you come off of Greenbrier. And I said, wow, you think like an architect? I was impressed. It's a great idea. He asked me to mention it to you, and I forgot.
Well, he likes to dress things up accordingly as he's showing us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's
no motion or anything. It's more of direction and input on this agenda item. Town manager, you have more to add?
And Mr. Mayor, I know we've heard comments before about, the height of television camera or TVs and different things like that. So as, budgets go, we'll be looking at that as well. When you talked about signage and different things, we'll look at some of the electronics and technology and kind of make it maybe a little bit more accessible or visible as we go on.
My only thing, for instance, with the TVs and stuff, and I'm sure some of the people out there can attest to that with me, is sometimes the verbiage that you would look up at, you can't really see.
And you're looking up too. So
Correct, and we're looking up as well. So that would be my only, and I don't know, a solution to that would be like when they present to provide this bigger font. It's just something
we'll look into that.
You'll work into
through
that as you
budget
go.
process. Yes, sir.
Yes. So, okay. Okay, moving forward. Again, item number 17 on new business has been pulled from the agenda, so we will move on to item number 18, special event request for the 2025 Veterans Day Car Show co-sponsor event and waiving of various town special event fees. direct costs costing $715, and indirect costs costing $2,692. Ms. Rianiti Franks, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Rianiti Franks, Special Events Director. The Special Events Department received a special event permit application from Stephanie Scott as the organizer of the Vets Day Car Show. The application is proposing the annual event to be held in Kelsey Park on Sunday, November 9th, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The event is open to all early and late model vehicles and requires a $20 registration fee. Trophies will be awarded for 20 classes, including the Mike Scott Memorial Award. This event is, I believe it's their 20th annual event. Ms. Scott is requesting that the town co-sponsor this event and for the town to provide a list of things that you all see in your packet: marketing assistance, waiving the certificate of insurance, the security deposit, rental fee, application fee, staff fee, sanitation fees, and also parking setup. So the total waivers that are requested, the direct costs are $715. Indirect costs are $2,692.
And these are fees that they have requested in the past.
Yes, at least maybe for the last 15 years now.
Okay.
I would
Yep.
guess.
That'd be about right.
Yeah.
Any questions for Ms. Rianiti Franks? Commissioner Linden?
Thank you. This has been also referred to as the Lake Park Car Show, which is good for us. And I didn't go last year, but a couple years before that, where we were sponsoring them, there was nothing that gave credit to Lake Park. In other words, all the signage, the banners, and so forth. There was no Lake Park logo or Lake Park as a partner. I don't know if that changed last year. Like I said, I wasn't there, but if we're going to invest the money and do that, and I'm for this, please don't get me wrong, because it brings in huge traffic.
Yeah.
I would like some recognition. Even when they did the trophy presentation, Lake Park was not mentioned. So my only suggestion to Stephanie would be to include Lake Park as part of it, since we're coming forth with this.
Okay.
I did have, sorry.
Vice Mayor, sorry.
I did have some questions, and Mrs. Frank answered them already because I know we waive a lot of fees for companies, and this company been here doing it for 15 plus years, but we're in a time where we don't want to take on a lot of cost with the town. But I do like the fact that they have emission free, so the town residents do get to go to the car show for free. But I do 100% agree with Commissioner Linden. If we're sponsoring, there should be some signs. Not that we should have to if we can, not pay for it, but be some sign and recognition for the town of Lake Park.
Okay.
If we're going to be, we're vested over $2,600.
Do they usually have an MC there?
No, she doesn't have an MC, but there is someone that's there that announces the winners and passes out the trophies.
Yeah, that could be another avenue as well
Right.
to show recognition
Yeah.
also. So.
Yeah, that's done in Blakely's.
In the gazebo.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, gazebo.
Yep. Commissioner O'Rourke.
There was the last time back, I think it was Mike was, I'm sorry, Mike was still around when the last time he did it. And the television stations were involved too.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to suggest that you reach out to them because they enjoyed promoting the event as, weekend happening type of thing. So.
Okay, we will, absolutely.
Yeah. And I echo all the same sentiments of all the comments, so. Town Manager, do you have something you want to say?
No, I was going to go to the comment that the Vice Mayor brought up. We do spend quite a bit on staff costs and ancillary costs related to waiving of fees for events. It becomes expensive, and so it is something that we will need direction. Do we want to continue bringing those types of things to you when people are asking? Should we, be in a position where we should say to folks, look, we may have done it in the past. How do we want, so we may need to have a discussion on that, because there is a significant cost with all the different events, and it does put a constraint on other areas of our budget. So
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to talk about, and certainly not. But it is, there is a real cost there.
Well, it's not, and we all know that. But if you see what you can do and then present us with something, we'll make that call. We'll make that decision. So. Okay.
Well, keep in mind, this is a for-profit event.
Right.
Okay? So they do get sponsors, and not as many as they used to. Yeah. But I think that they may have some wiggle room, or with the number of people that are participating in this, there may be a connection or two that may be able to help them out to supply the banner, buy the banner, because what Mike used to do is go around to each of the restaurants. He was a character to begin with, and he'd get a lot of donations. That pretty well fell off.
Yeah.
Felt bad, but I don't think us asking for them to include us is a whole lot. And you're right, maybe we talk about it when we come up, because if you've never experienced it, it's quite an event, So I was trying to look real quick. Our direct costs are what?
$715.
I got that, but what was it for?
So it would include the staff fee, the sanitation fee, and the setup fee for parking.
Okay.
They could take that out of my increase in pay. Oh, that didn't come through, did it? I'm sorry.
That wasn't
Never
included
mind.
in the budget.
Sorry. My bad. Sorry.
Moving on.
I think we have a policy, we can look at it. And, and certainly, Commissioner Linden brings up, the point that, comparing, waiving for nonprofit, for-profit, certainly I think it's absolutely imperative, and I think it's a great point, that if we do, participate in waiving, we should be a well-identified sponsor and our logo and all of those things. So we'll look at that, and at some point we can bring that back and talk with you guys about it more, because it is something that we've talked about internally as staff, and how do we continue to be able to support that if dollars may not be available.
And of course, look at the.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, of course, look at the special event application, because in itself, it details of waiving of fees. That in itself can be changed to kind of modify, so that way it doesn't look as if we're going to go ahead and waive a whole event for, in the case of what, like Commissioner Linden's saying, profit versus nonprofit. So just
the application does say, there's a question about are you looking to have sponsorship from the town?
Mm-hmm.
Once they check that off, then we ask them, what does that sponsorship look like? And then if it includes the waiving of fees, using the logo and all that stuff, then that's when we bring it to the commission.
Okay.
I was just going to comment that on Commissioner Linden's discussion, that maybe we should say that we're at least looking for the direct costs. $715 is not an enormous amount, and maybe if we start hustling right now, we can all work with them to try to get $100 sponsors. Who knows?
Well, there's enough businesses in town that kind of benefit from this.
You know who has not sponsored is, oh, I hate to bring their name up. They're going to hate me. Earl Stewart's, which is a car company.
There was bad blood with Earl Stewart way back.
Yeah.
And I would be willing to even bet that if you went to Earl Stewart, he'd underwrite the whole thing, right? Because there's been talk of people going over. You've been there, you've heard it.
I know
they bought cars from there and so forth.
Have you talked to Earl Stewart?
About this event?
Yeah.
No.
Well, this would be something we
Right,
would
that they should
encourage
do,
them
right,
to speak to them about.
Well, let me add to that.
Go ahead.
First year I was here, maybe it was the second year, way back when.
They had a car.
Yeah, and we had a parade.
Oh,
And we all went down the middle of Park Avenue. And it was pretty crowded. And having been involved with parades now with the vets for the last 5, 7 years, whatever it's been, there's a need for something excitement in a parade. I mean, it gets packed. So if we were to go to the businesses or Earl Stewart and get them, we can't do it this year, it's out of the question. Well, it takes a small army to get it done.
Parade,
I would never put that, having been there and done it, I wouldn't put that this week or next couple of weeks. But as we move forward on this, we may suggest to Stephanie that next year she approaches Earl Stewart, or if we could put a parade together, we get it underwritten by the businesses, the CRA, because it starts in the CRA. And the hardest problem we had was staging or parking the cars.
Yeah.
And that can be worked out now that we look at a lot of things. That could be worked out. And we could advertise the heck out of that. Everybody will call it the old Dixie. We should call it the old Dixie Parade, Dixie in December or something. But just something to think about. There's a lot of possibilities tying this in, because being a participant, when we got to the end of Park Avenue, you went in and walked in or drove in your car into the grounds.
I mean, we did a parade before where we actually walked it. I think you were in it with us.
I was, yeah.
You were in it.
Yeah, I was definitely there because it was just exciting, and we were jumping out and meeting people, and so it's a unique opportunity since it's already somewhat known as the Lake Park Car Show.
Yeah.
And
We used to have a veterans parade too.
That's what I'm referring to.
That's what that was basically it.
That was for you, Riuniti.
Yeah,
Just
that
in
was
case you're not busy
basically-
enough.
Yeah, that was basically the Veterans Day
Right.
Parade, yeah.
Okay, so do we have to have,
Well, we need a motion in a second if we have no other questions.
motion to approve the town as co-sponsor to the Veterans Day Car Show?
And the waiving of the fees.
And
You underwriting the whole thing?
I still think we should try to get the 715 back, but I'm going to make the motion so that we can have further discussion on it. Underwrite the whole thing.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Further discussion? Commissioner O'Rourke.
I don't think the number 715 is that difficult, and I really do think if someone approached, and just using them as an example, Earl Stewart, where they would allow them to elevate one of their cars on a ramp, give them room and let him do all the banners and all the bells and whistles that he wants to do. That might be something they would consider, so.
Well, great idea, because he's got deep pockets for the cars and what he does. He writes that article each month, and I think he'd be all over it, but we're late in the game.
Yes.
Very late. What a great proposal for next year, based on, I don't know if Mike or Stephanie have ever had a conversation with them. So, but this is something we can do this year, underwrite the whole thing, and it always comes up late, though. It's always a couple weeks before. So if afterwards we got Stephanie to sit down and go over some stuff with Rhea Needy, or ask her to come to a commission meeting, and we can't really discuss.
Or when we go to the car show, we can just talk to her and say, hey, next year, how about we do that?
How about why don't you just try and make a phone call?
To Earl Stewart?
Yeah,
Oh.
just make a phone call.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, so.
You can do that.
All right, Vice Mayor.
So my comment, and then we're right, we're late in the game, $715. You guys know if we have that or not, but I think it's a good thing. I'm all about events for Lake Park. We want to have events for Lake Park, but going forward, the future, how many more events are we going to sponsor that we're going to take on the budget for? What are we getting out of it? What are the town getting out of it? What are residents getting out of it? Yeah. So we need to start thinking like in the future. And that was great to come up with an idea of trying to raise funds for this by teaming up with local businesses. But we also just don't want to just start making this the precedence where we just give away.
No, and that's true. And with the caveat of engaging the businesses more, that's the solution for that, to be able to say, okay, we're not going to underwrite every single event going forward. We have these businesses in the CRA that want to participate, and you may have Earl Stewart that wants to participate. So it's just a matter of getting out there and reaching out to them and letting them know the pros and the pros.
Well, you've got a couple other
Absolutely.
truck business.
You have Oceana Coffee that's here now.
There's a number up there. But Michael, let me address your question. Moving forward, we do the Sunset Celebration because that's a staple event that we do. I'd have to bet this goes back
at least
10, 15 years at least.
Yeah.
So again, it's a staple. So if somebody comes up, we got a differential of why or why not we can't do it.
Right.
And you throw the VA parade in there, you'll double that traffic. I mean, they line up on the streets.
We could also approach, after we talk to Earl Stewart, if he doesn't like the idea, we could approach Mullinax.
Well, they've really helped us in the past.
Yeah. They have.
They worked the
and maybe
backpack.
Maybe Earl will say, no, keep them out, and I'll take care of it.
Question for you. Is the VFW involved with this event?
Some of their members volunteer for the event, but they don't participate in organizing it.
Okay. I was just curious.
Now, they were asking for a parade. Most of that post,
yeah,
they generally are downtown for the West Palm Beach parade. All right. Now, if it's in their backyard, not only will they not go downtown, they'll promote some of the other people to be here. So,
okay.
Got a lot of possibilities if we look at it openly. Yeah, but...
All right, well, we got things set for now.
We do have a motion. And
we do have a motion and a second. We've exhausted this item, and I think it's time to vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Vote passes unanimously.
That was to underwrite the entire thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With possibilities.
With a last-minute possibility.
Yeah, possibilities. Okay, Town Attorney, do you have any comments?
Just want to update you on the second court action. We've filed our complaint. The had some discussions with the attorney for the property owners, who's
Is
the
the same
same
attorney?
attorney that was engaged previously by them. He's made some indications to us that they're far along in the process. We're asking for a list of where they're at. He did indicate that one of the things they have to replace is the roof. And apparently the architect made a mistake on ordering the trusses for the roof. The contractor's blaming the architect's blaming the contractor. And we're asking for documentation on this, but the indication is that as a result, the trusses got shipped, they don't fit, they have to be returned, they have to get back in line for trusses, and that's the principal delay in all of this. So we're going to ask for that documentation, but I want you to keep in mind here that there's two parts to this litigation. One is specific performance, which means do what you said you were going to do, and that's the strongest and most likely count that a court would award if we prevail. The other is to try and recover some of the money that was paid out. That's not a very strong count, so I think it's best to try and emphasize with them, well, look, this is what I've told the attorney, I said, you need to demonstrate to the commission what your good faith is, what you've been doing, because there's the perception that you haven't been doing anything. I've been assured, of course we've been assured before, that that's not the case. Next week is the magistrate hearing on the code violations. Those are violations like mowing the grass and another minor violation. Our plan for that is to get an order finding in violation, even if they correct before the time has expired that they were given to correct the violation. By law, we can get an order, we call it a finding of fact, that they were in violation. And so the next time that violation happens, if they allow the grass to grow too long, a fine starts immediately. So I think we've positioned the town to do as much as we can in that. What I think we don't want to position the town for is to expend significant attorney fees trying to get them to simply do what they promised to do, because it's recovering damages or recovering the money that was already provided to them will be challenging, will take a lot of time to do that. So,
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
We had discussed with regard to this property that there was a settlement.
yes.
Okay. That's not gone, is it?
No, and that's the basis of our action is to enforce the settlement.
Okay.
So settlement agreements, as you know, Commissioner O'Rourke, are treated in law as contracts.
Right. Exactly.
So that's the basis for trying to recover money back. But again, that's a challenging path to recover money on the basis because the basis of settling and providing them funds was a whole different matter based on what they said they had expended to clean up the property, which they claimed was the town's responsibility. So, but we're as strongly enforcing that settlement agreement as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Town Attorney. Town Manager.
And to continue that, on the staff side, with regards to code enforcement, we're going forward on the code enforcement side with a couple of issues that will be going to special magistrate on that same property. So there's two concurrent issues with the claim and then the special magistrate and code issues.
Okay.
Okay. I got a bunch tonight. One of the things that I wanted to give you a heads up on is with regards to mobility fee and impact fee. We have an agreement right now with Palm Beach County, and that allows the county to continue collecting their impact fees. We're required, or state law provided, that as of a certain date, we should have an agreement with the county so that we either collect or they collect. What we've done is we've agreed with the county, because we're still working on what we can agree to, is to do a tentative or a temporary type agreement. I believe it's a 6-month agreement. So the county has already approved it. It'll be coming to us during our next meeting, is anticipated. So that way we can continue to work with the county and negotiate. And it allows us to also work within our mobility fee update or study that we're working on that was included in the budget.
Okay.
So that's real positive. I appreciate Nadia's hard work on that. Also, our working group that we have with our P3, which includes our community development director, our marina director, finance director, town attorney, and myself. We're working on an amendment to the comprehensive agreement. The developer has asked for us to put that in writing, our request. So we are going through the entire agreement, and we are looking at a number of different issues, including the financials, the terms of the ground leases, the operating agreements for the marina, for the open space, and for the rights of way, as well as what you all want on that property as well as part of the project. Additionally, we're looking at the text to make sure that it's more favorable to the town in a number of areas. So we're working on that now, and hopefully we'll be able to get something soon and be able to start working with them and have discussions. We are also working with a group out of Broward County that we'll be bringing you at some point. They would be helping us to analyze and evaluate the financials for the marina so that there was a long-term viability and partnership financially if this project were to go forward, so that, again, it's a process to go through it, but we feel like we have someone who has a lot of experience, and we're looking to bring that person forward to assist us in identifying what are good numbers to be presenting for consideration over the term of whatever the ground lease and the comprehensive agreements would end up being, again, if this project were to continue going forward. Just a quick update, Avalon Bay, it's moving fast. They are looking at doing their top out event in November, and that's when they get to the last and highest beam is put in place. And so when that happens, I believe that the commission's going to be invited to come to that event, and so we'll let you guys know. And I know November.
Top out in November?
That's what we're hearing. Oh. They're moving. So
force me to take note.
The 918 Park Avenue building, as you know, our contract, there was discussion about that. We denied the waiver. The commission denied the waiver. We've reached out to the property owner and the applicant to see what they're going to do next, what their next steps are. We've not heard back from them yet. So we're waiting to hear. They do have a December deadline with the special magistrate with regards to the deterioration of that building. So we'll keep you guys in the loop throughout that process. Community cleanup for the entire community. We invite everyone from our community, as well as even our students who are looking for hours. We sign off for hours, but the community cleanup event, which is being organized by Ms. Kelly Steele, one of our residents here. We thank her for all of her help. She's helped in the past on this. Will be scheduled for Saturday, October 18th. Participants are asked to meet here at Town Hall at 8:30 a.m. for check-in. We have all of the supplies. Again, community service hours, coffee, snacks, and lunch will be provided. If people want to pre-register, please call 561-316-3937.
Now I have a question on that. We just got through the budget. Is that event being funded at all with us as a partner?
As of right now, I believe that Ms. Steele is looking for sponsorships on the food. I'm going to have Rianiti come up. But we do have costs on our end with regards to staffing costs.
Okay, because I know that's underneath our threshold, so it's not going to come to us.
Yeah.
So that's really your decision at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, Rianiti.
So right now, she's expecting us to pay the staffing costs, so we'll have 4 Public Works employees working the event, and then also we're paying for the lunch.
Oh, we are? I thought she was looking for sponsorships.
She was only looking for Chick-fil-A, and I think they said no.
I didn't hear that then. Okay, so
And
that's where,
that already had been approved with you guys as staff,
Doing it at a cost?
with the cost.
How much is the lunch number?
I don't know the number yet. I know the last time when we paid for it, it was $850. I believe that she has more volunteers this year. She's expecting 100 people. The lunch right now will probably come from Churrasco Grill. Again, it came from them the last time, but she has not given me the number yet for the lunch.
Okay.
we'll,
I guess you'll be getting
we'll
the
look
number.
into all that. Yeah.
Gonna get a parade for that, too.
Okay.
Thank you, Rianiti.
Sunset celebration is scheduled for Halloween, October 31st, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Kelsey Park. As usual, we'll have all of our entertainment. It's free, but we will have a Halloween costume fashion show and the return of our commission chili cook-off. Yeah.
This plate right here is missing my name. It's got your name on there, but it's missing mine.
We're going to have...
Before we title a new one, because I want a back-to-back.
We're going to have cameras at everyone's station so we see what's really happening throughout the event. Because when we saw what happened with this thing here,
Well, we know there was
some shenanigans go off, and we want to make sure there's no hanky-panky.
with that trophy?
Yeah,
Wow.
with that trophy. We want to make sure.
Well, we just want to make sure that nobody takes any trips to Costco or bring any chili to the event.
I wouldn't think anyone from this commission
And
would
that
ever
is
do
made
something
from
like
home and from scratch. All right.
Okay.
Just a little funny to it.
Did want to bring up real quickly, and it was talked about a little earlier, with the PADD report, and we'll provide an update to the commission. There was an email that was presented. Since that email, we have looked at a number of different options to consider the concerns that were addressed, and we'll present those and talk to you all about those at a point. However, we will not be going forward with that separate meeting, which was, again, just so that there was understanding for everyone. It was brought up during one of the public meeting conversations and discussions. So there was nothing intended to be nefarious or underhanded or anything like that. It was brought up, and we were just following up with that.
And just to add to that, because I know there was a concern that it was given by direction on the dais. Was this given at all by direction?
No.
And I believe also that was a part of their scope of services within their contractual agreement, correct?
Well, it was to talk to our community, and during one of the meetings, it was brought up that we should also include the business community. So we had asked that question if that could be done. There's no authorization cost-wise to do that. And we are now, looking at that, and really, frankly, what I would like to ask is, do we want to have an additional community meeting at all, or do we want to just have them present the draft agreement, just so everyone's aware? The reason why there has been a delay was because of Senate Bill 180.
Correct.
Right? Senate Bill 180 presented some challenges in being able to go forward. As you all are aware, the town attorney was looking into it. He's rendered, some determinations on that we would be able to move forward. Tom, that was, about a month or so ago is when your memo came out, or?
Well, I never provided an opinion that you couldn't move forward. The bill doesn't prohibit local governments from adopting plan amendments or land development regulations. It just gives property owners a remedy if you do it. So the Senate Bill 180 didn't really affect the study. It affects what comes out of the study.
And so we wanted to wait to find out what we should do. And so when we kind of felt like we could maybe go forward, that's where that delay was. And so one of the areas that, again, was talked about was, do we engage with the community during the public meetings? And so that's where that came from. It was nothing intended to be in a negative way. If there's a concern, I apologize. We were only thinking we were doing what was required and being asked. But once we heard the community's concerns, we understood. We can see where there might be some concerns. And so the thought was, do we have another community meeting, or do we just proceed forward with the draft report and let them make their presentation to the commission? And there'll be public comment opportunities at that moment too. So, and if we'll remember, through this process, we've actually had extra meetings above what the scope already provided. So we are working with them on pricing. Nothing's been approved with them. That would all have to come to you. So that's always been the intent. I think that some of that is misinterpreted, or there's been a miscommunication with regards to it's been authorized. Nothing has been authorized. So wanted to bring that up and see what your thoughts were on, do we have another meeting, or do we just proceed forward? If we do have another meeting, there probably will be an additional cost. What we're hoping to do is to work with them on the meetings that are remaining, maybe offset the very last meeting, which is second reading, as we go forward, which is probably less of a need for a meeting for them to attend, because it already have gone through first reading. That's when most of the questions will be asked.
Right.
And then maybe we might be able to stay within our scope, but we'll work with them on that if you guys decide that, no, we don't want to do another meeting.
What do you say, Commissioner Linden? I, for one, am not needing another meeting.
All right.
Well, there was a lot of unanswered questions at the last meeting, and I myself would like to have one more meeting so everyone is on the same page, so it doesn't get misunderstood and the wrong message get out. If they're that concerned, business or resident, about that, let them give one final. And if you're not here, you're not here.
And everyone's invited, businesses, community.
Townwide meeting.
Townwide.
We could do it either at a commission meeting, or we could do it as a standalone.
Right.
But I personally would like to get one message, one statement out to everybody, So that's my opinion.
Well, I think you need to realize the scope of the contract. The scope of the contract is that they've essentially completed their study. So they would present their final study for you. There can be public comment on it, but there's not an opportunity for people to give them further direction and perpetuate the study. They've gone through that process,
Let me ask a question.
and that's where they are in the scope of their contract. If you want to continue the process, to continue to give them direction, then you're going to have to amend the contract, spend more money on it.
Correct. And within, as the town manager indicated, within first reading, if we have questions,
Well, I don't know what first reading is, because
I mean, if it comes to that point, is what I'm saying.
there's no, I mean, you're just talking about a final report.
Correct.
After you have accepted, essentially, after they've presented your final report, if the commission elects to proceed forward with amendments to the comprehensive plan or amendments to the LDRs or both, then those items will be reduced to an ordinance, and they will be presented first for first reading. In the case of plan amendments, they have to be presented for transmitting the plan amendments to the Department of whatever they're called now, Equal Opportunity or Economic Opportunity. I'm not sure, they change it every couple of years. But so that's the process, but the report's done. It's what comes out of the report that you may take further action on.
Okay. So you've actually answered it for me then.
I want
Go
to
ahead, Vice Mayor.
I want to clarify really quick, because I'm personally against having another meeting. Even if we have another meeting and they have like concerns, the report is complete.
That's basically what he said.
Yeah, they've done their report.
And that's one reason I don't see the point of having another meeting. Just let the report come out.
People can disagree with their report, but they're professionals. They've done from their opinion, they've given you their opinion about their study of the downtown.
And essentially, their report is pretty much the next meeting, because they're given a report, then we'll go, if we proceed, then we'll go into a resolution.
He means they present the final.
Yeah, once they will present.
Right,
Yeah.
they're just going to say,
And it doesn't cost us any extra money.
here's our report, here's what it says.
Okay. And that's
So
what well, let me ask you this. As far as having another meeting. I don't think there's any need. Okay.
I don't think there's any need.
I'm in the same breath as well. I think the report is what it is. Present the report, and then we move forward from there.
So the following meeting, the last meeting, well, it may not be a meeting where we have a discussion and so forth, but the final will be their report that they're going to be presenting.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can either accept it or decline it.
No.
It's a report.
It's a report.
All right.
That's what they're presenting.
You don't have to act on the report.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But you wanted a study, you got a study.
They've exhausted the scope of service they have. They've created a report. They're presenting the final draft, and we move forward with the ordinance. The final report, yes. I will
Mr. Mayor?
say for the record, the final report.
Well, we haven't received the final report, just so that we're saying that, it's been draft to us, so we're still, but just so we have it clear on the number of meetings. Nadia, can you talk to how many meetings they were scheduled, if you recall, and what we have left for them to be able, because when they come and present their final version to us, right, that's considered a meeting for them as part of their scope. So I want to make sure we're clear on what we have remaining. So.
Sure. I don't have their full, good evening, Nadia DiTomaso, Community Development Director. I don't have their full contract in front of me, but what I do have is the last timeline that was provided as part of the comment period at their July meeting, which was in follow-up to the joint meeting that occurred in June. In that meeting, their timeline that they had provided to the commission indicated that the June meeting, the joint public workshop presentation, was already an additional meeting. So they wanted to point that out, that that was already an additional meeting that had been requested, a joint meeting between the town commission and the planning and zoning board. In follow-up to that, they had indicated that they would proceed with the next steps in the contract, which included, updating the development scenarios based on the discussion that occurred, providing an updated report for comment and feedback, which is, I believe, the report that the town manager was referring to. That obviously came with some delay, and so the next meeting that they had referenced in July, which would have been a town commission update presentation based on the discussions that took place in June, in their timeline, they had identified that as an additional meeting that would occur once they provided that report to us. Of course, that meeting was never held. So that was an additional meeting that they had flagged as an additional meeting in order to provide the town commission with an update. What I'm hearing this evening is there may not be a desire to have the additional meeting, and if that's the case, their next step per the contract would be to proceed to the planning and zoning board and the local planning agency with their, recommendations that are drafted into ordinance format.
Yes.
And then following that, it would be to the town commission.
Correct. The town commission, it would be a transmittal hearing on first reading for the comprehensive plan amendments. And then, of course, we would submit those to the state, wait to hear back before we bring them back for an adoption hearing.
And that's where we might be able to save a meeting cost is after adoption or on the adoption stage after transmittal to the state, assuming the state says, yes, we can go forward. Do they really need to be here? We'll negotiate that with them and see what we can do to try and stay closer to within our scope.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the direction is we're going to follow the rest of the contract, not have a separate community meeting, and try and stay as close to within our scope as what we can.
That is the direction. You have basically 3 to 1
Perfect.
on that.
So they're going to transmit to you their final report.
Got that. We got it. Okay.
Okay, so again, just wanted to make sure we're all good with that, so thank you. Couple other quick things. Sent to you all the email signatures. If you guys could just let Janet know if you haven't had a chance. Public comments, wanted to talk about that. We've heard a number of times from citizens that public comments that are made may not get a response. What we're planning on doing as staff is, as comments are made and information is requested, what we'll start doing going forward is we will provide a response back to the community based on what we're hearing as the public comment or in the meeting, and then we'll make sure that the commission's copied to that so you all can see that response. That way there's an effort to provide that response to the community when there's a question. Of course, the community can always contact us as staff in advance of the meetings to be able to get information, as quickly as we can provide it. Of course, they're always welcome to come here for their, for public comment, but there's opportunities to get that information coming directly to us if that's available to them as well. So hopefully that's good with the commission going forward.
No, that will be, because I do respect the public's concern with that they come in for 3 minutes, express themselves, and not get that turnaround with us in a response. So I think that's a good measure to start with.
Good. So the department heads haven't heard all this yet, but we're going to be asking and providing the response back. So,
okay.
Okay. We have a proclamation request. This is one that's probably coming more from us, but one of our own Twigs Academy was recognized, and we were thinking that it might be a good idea to recognize them for the award that they have gotten recently, and so wanted to make sure that the commission was supportive of that going forward.
I agree.
Agreed.
Thank you. And they've been in service here with the town of Lake Park since 1989. And then finally, just wanted to let you all know that I was named the Palm Beach County City Management Association president. I jumped from not being on the executive board right into president. And so this upcoming year, I'll have that opportunity to represent our town amongst all the other city managers throughout our county, and working with the county and other agencies, and so I think it's a great honor. I feel very honored, and I appreciate your all's support in allowing me to participate and do that, and hopefully again we'll be able to recognize the town more throughout our county, and with a number of other officials that may not know enough about our town, and they might learn a little bit more about us. So I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. So.
And we wanted to say congratulations.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And if you see Miss Glass Castro, she was named as the treasurer, the secretary treasurer. So in a couple years, she'll be president. So
Was that one of those, she was volunteered for that position?
Voluntold?
Voluntold?
I don't know. No, knowing
think-
Kim, I
don't
think she probably.
I don't think she's a
probably
person that
volunteered.
can be voluntold.
So-
So,
So that's all I have, and I'm sorry it took so long, but thank you.
okay. No proclamation for you, though.
For me?
Yeah.
That's an ordinance.
Yes. Commissioner comments, I'll start over here. Commissioner O'Rourke.
Thank you. Jason, can you come on up here a second? I've gotten contacted by several families in town with regard to the marina, that there's open slips. And I wanted to know if you could kind of give us an update on that.
Yes, sir. Jason Tenney, Marina Director. So because of Freedom Boat Club and Jet Ride's relocation in the facility and basically downsizing of their operation, there has been several vacancies that have opened up. We've been actively working the wait list. A lot of those folks on the wait list are future Nautilus residents, and a lot of them are not ready to commit to a slip. So we're having to go through our list, 5 or 6 deep to get someone who's actually going to commit. But we're actively working on it. We'll get it all filled by November, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it? Okay. Commissioner Linden?
Thank you. I've got just a couple of things, and I'll be very quick. We passed the resolution tonight to hire a company to come in to maintain our air conditioners and so forth. We had a massive conversation about Johnson Control at budget time, and I requested a copy of that contract. If it came out, I apologize, I don't have it, but whoever would have that, because when I went through my stuff this afternoon, it was my understanding that that was part of the Johnson Control. I've spoken to Jamie about it, and we need to look at the contract, so.
And we'll resend that email out.
Yeah, I don't know what I did, and I very rarely lose an email.
No. That's no problem.
Okay. There is also a second car show in Lake Park on the, I'm sorry about that, Rick.
The Rust Market, right?
No. At the Texas Roadhouse on the 15th. I don't know who's organizing it, but one of our residents just sent it to me and says, don't forget, I says, all right, I won't forget. Yeah, 15th, yeah. It's an evening show, which draws usually a lot of people, so if you need more information, I can get it to whomever, but he just sent me the flyer. So. October 15th. I don't know the day of the week what the 15th is, but It looks like the Texas Roadhouse is trying to get involved with some of that. And the last thing I have was I will be out of town end of October. I'm scheduled to be back on the 31st, which is but I'm taking the train. And if any of you have ever taken the train, you flip a coin if you're going to get here early, on time, or late, okay? So my plan now, since now there's not going to be no fix on the chili cook-off, well, with the cameras, yeah. I'm more excited about that one now because public opinion, we won the last one, but there was vote stuffing, you know. Last one we lost. Well, Joanne, yeah, she's behind. I didn't go to Costco, and I didn't have my wife cook the chili.
Oh, wow.
Hold on, I got a call.
This is how
Hello?
the cook-off goes.
Oh, hi, Charity. You want to speak to John Linden? Sure.
Sore loser, yeah. That's okay. I was actually looking forward to it. It was a fun time, you know. But the fix was already in, you know, so.
All right.
Now that we have no fix in, you're there too.
Well, I was waiting for my comment. Do we cook the chili at the park?
No.
What we did in the last one.
No, your wife.
Yeah, that's what you do, Vice Mayor. That's what you do. Okay, do it
Just
that
to give
way.
you a quick, it's usually the public. The public has like a
Public
people's
comes through
choice,
and votes.
and then we hire. I mean, we don't hire, but we
have
have
a little
people
bucket and they put
designated
their number in the
as
bucket.
judges.
Oh.
But just to tell you, Vice Mayor, what it is you cook your chili at home, you present it the day of, and you also provide the ingredients.
Excuse me, you can do it there, right there at then, okay?
That's funny.
We now have a captain that can keep an eye on things, and she can also be a judge, and I'm sure she'll have no problems.
She's got a gun, too.
So I think this will be a good one. We also going to be at the sunset, so that's even.
So I'll keep Richard updated on my train travel.
Okay.
And we're going to do every.
Cooking on the train.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think I could cook on it. Yeah.
Okay.
In the caboose.
I see two falling by the wayside here.
All right, so that's it.
Okay. Vice Mayor.
I will be short. Congratulations to the town manager on representing the town,
Yeah.
which that's pretty big. And congratulations, Ms. Glass Castro. And I wanted to say a happy anniversary to Commissioner
To Judith.
Thomas. We're probably going to meet this 9 o'clock, Ms. Commissioner Thomas, so happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
All right. I got to add one more thing.
Sure, go ahead.
Our 25th wedding anniversary is October 13th, Joanne and I. That's a milestone, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got married on Friday the 13th by design.
Wow.
And so this year, so I just, in case I don't make the next commission meeting, you know, so just so you know.
Oh,
Thank you.
My 25th will be next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a milestone, man.
Oh, yeah.
I will suggest that that I take her out for some chili. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, Roger. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Real quick, congratulations again, Town Manager. Congratulations, Commissioner Castro. Happy anniversary to Commissioner Thomas and her husband, Andre. Thank you, Vice Mayor, for giving us the opportunity to go to the fire station and be a participant of that. We were there last Saturday. Commissioner Thomas and Vice Mayor participated in the fire activities, and they got a first-hand view of how it is to be a fireman. And I can tell you from being there and watching them, they were humbled with having all that gear on and doing the duties of a fireman. So it was pretty enjoyable to watch. I wish I could have recorded it because it would have been a great parody video to do, but we'll keep it between us. And aside from that, I just want to, and again, just for a personal note, my aunt, who was a resident here at Lake Park, she passed away recently, and just want to, wish my own family well. It is kind of a hard thing we're going through right now, and she is in a better place, and I just wanted to make that mention because she was a Lake Park resident for a long time. So, thank you to those that have expressed their apologies to me. So, thank you. With that, I will entertain a motion of